Gallo on the Road, Season 3, Episode 3, and we are with the one and only Robert Rust, otherwise known as Rusty in the industry. I've never been to a building like this. We arrived thinking this would take about an hour, and I think we're already been here for 2 hours, and we're not leaving anytime soon.
No, I think we've got a little bit to go.
So thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
I'll let you just explain what this is. Our minds have been blown. So just tell us the whole project from start to finish and what you've done.
What haven't I done is the answer.
How many years?
So 2019, I started here and designed, and then in COVID we started the garden. So garden, we've got over 3 miles of ducting and cabling, running hundreds of lights, about 100 lighting circuits in the garden, I think, each individual tree, Wi-Fi, bird box cameras, you name it. You know, we're controlling levels of lakes or ponds, so I say they're not quite lakes.
Wow.
But there's a bigger picture with what we do in the garden. We're going back out there after. Yeah. But then we moved into the house and made this fantastic building.
Yeah, the garden's beautiful, and it's a functioning garden with a kitchen garden and so
veg patch, greenhouse.
Yeah.
Pig pens, as you see.
Yeah. And cameras
everywhere.
We've seen a tawny owl.
A tawny owl
in its nest.
Yep. Yeah. And then robotic lawnmowers, irrigation systems throughout all the lawns, patches everywhere, and again lights that is illuminating at night. This lovely trees and stuff like that.
If we stay long enough, we should. I'd love to see this. Right, we're coming back
Maybe
here.
Come back when it's a bit darker.
We'll do a grand designs where we do the after. There's a walk around at the end.
Indeed,
it's a partial building site, and it's amazing because it's still. It looks like it feels like a home. It has the comfort of a home, despite the fact there's trades walking around everywhere, and I don't know how they've managed to pull that off. And I'm sure they're sick of you after. Ready to get there.
I'm pretty sure they're ready for us all to get out of the house. Yeah. And but yeah, we've still got lots to do here. We've got speakers, audio, lighting, all working in the house and throughout. But we've still got the front gardens, a driveway, and lots more integration to do on that side of it.
So what's memorable to me was obviously the Crestron-controlled system, the customized Gallo speakers. The cabling that you can only see in one location and you have to really hunt for it. Can you talk us through the whole process in here then?
Well, it's a grade 2 listed building, so we've had to be very sympathetic with everything in here. So the Gallo side of it we were restricted by what we can do in the floor because we didn't have much depth. So the Gallos came in beautifully for background music in certain areas. And have been installed and very sympathetic with the building, I think.
I'm amazed, but I had no idea because the colours. I see emails with the colours, and you don't really think of them as being one project. So how many different colours do we have on this one project?
4, and then 5 we class a black external. So yeah,
the habitat.
Yeah, that was a reason down that route, and again the lighting in here is all DALI lighting because we were restricted on cable rooms in the floor.
Okay.
So the running through this has been quite hard because we weren't allowed to drill anything, cut anything. You know, we had to get permissions to literally chisel out walls by heritage. Yeah. So we had to tell them where we were cutting everything, where we were doing, what we were doing, and they had to get the sign off.
And do you bring subbies in to help you with this stuff?
No,
how does it work?
We've done the whole
lot. Okay, so all yourself.
I've had a few subcontractors who've helped us on the project through it, but mainly it's me and my guys who've been here from day one. So in sun, wind, rain and shine, as I'm going to say. So again, the building looks completely different from 4 years ago when it was a shell with no windows, hardly any floors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all the floors came up and underfloor heating got put throughout.
And the owners had lived in the house before that?
Prior to that, yeah.
And then
it was, unfortunately, they thought it was going to be 2 years and it turned into a 5-year
This is Grand Design.
Building.
This is a Grand Design's interview. I think it's difficult to find a favourite thing. I think my favourite feature is the bar. Can you talk us through this?
So yeah, the bar started out as he wanted a cinema room. I'm going to call it a cinema room, but it's not. It's a very large luxury.
Big living room.
Living room. He wanted the biggest screen he could possibly get. So we've gone for a 159-inch screen with a projector built into the bar.
Yeah.
And eventually, it's not here yet. Once it's all set up and going, there'll be a chandelier in the middle of the room as well, that when the screen comes down, the chandelier will go to the ceiling, and then vice versa, it will drop down and do it the other way around. But yeah, he wanted a big screen, good sound, and this is where we are at the moment. Sound's not quite in yet, but open.
And it's not easy to do. It actually seems fairly there's a lot of material in this room.
There is.
It's a high ceilinged old building.
Yes.
So you managed to, there's a reasonable amount of sound deadening just with the furniture, I suppose.
Furniture, soft finishes on the curtains, the floors, you know, again, it's not perfect acoustics.
Yeah.
We've got more pictures to go up in here as well. There's picture rails in every room that is going to be controlled. At the moment, we're not quite there.
So controlled in what way?
DALI, so we can control every picture on every frame. So so when it in here, screen goes down, pictures go, that light one behind us will turn off, but then the two at the back of the room or one over the fireplace, that might just be on. Your colour matching was the easiest one out of any colour matching I've had to do, because we just gave you a colour and a round colour. You went, yeah, we can do that.
And it worked.
And it worked.
And we got it right.
And you got it right.
Thanks. First time.
Well, it wasn't your fault on the first time, but they changed colour in one of the rooms. So we sent the lights back and you guys had them back out to us redone perfectly. Good. So
okay, so what's running the house? What's running, keeping the whole thing going?
So Crestron Home is the main interface for the whole project. So we've got remotes, touchscreens, mobile remotes, and touchscreens, sorry, should I say? Mobile touchscreens.
The removable?
The removable one, yeah. So that's the interface, the user's interface, how he controls everything, and everything's merged together. But then we've got Lutron lighting that's integrated into Crestron. And then the Crestron's also doing lots more down the line. We've got PV that's going into energy management, and also the heating. So we've got polar bear heating throughout.
Yes, I saw that. Very
beautifully
nice.
integrated into the Lutron keypads.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And he can pick up these control panels and check on the chickens at any point.
Yes, we've got, as we said, cameras pretty much everywhere in the garden. Bird boxes, chicken coops.
I love it.
Automated chicken coops with lighting that's integrated into Lutron. That's all controlled from that to make them lay more eggs. Again, clients.
Audio? Any audio for the chickens?
Not yet.
Okay.
You know, it's all there in the garden to go.
Yeah.
So, but no audio in the garden or external just yet. But there's always still time.
I don't know anything about lighting design. So, but the only thing I do know is it's not easy, and it's easy to get it wrong. So, what's the process here? What do you, from start to finish, what do you do?
Well, I start really, well, the interior designer mainly, they gave us a layout of where sofas are going to be, furniture. Right. Two things they only give me is lamp positions and where they're putting chandeliers.
Right, okay.
And then after that, I then design the lights to be more, not so much just to light a room, to actually pinpoint focal areas, tables.
For different settings,
different
moods.
settings, different moods. And well, that's where the programming comes in on the mood lighting. So again, because we've used DALI, for example, we can control that light just to shine at that window when the projector comes down, you know, and we can, when they press pause, we can light it all the way through to the toilet and then play, it'll come back on again. But that's where the controls come in. But the lighting design is mainly built about functionality lighting. Okay. So like in here, we are missing a chandelier that will brighten the room, be the main focal place, but around the property, we've got so many different levels of lights, lighting walls, lighting pitches, you know, staircases and so on and so forth. So
you got some stats on cable lengths, number of lights, anything you can remember, anything you can think of?
I know we're over 10 miles in this whole of cable, of all the different cables in this whole project. And we haven't
And you can't see any of them?
No, and they're all hidden.
Yeah.
There is, again, if I showed you all the deep underground cellars, you'll be able to see stuff there, but everything generally is hidden through ducting throughout the ground, inside in walls, cavities, and future-proof for everything.
The coolest door is the door into the outdoor kitchen. Is that so? Is that an original door surround? The shape of that?
Yeah,
the original building.
Yeah, so there was a wall. Yeah, there's a wall there with an arch gate, and I
Right,
think the
okay.
gate might be here somewhere. I think it might be down the garden, but yeah, it was an arch gateway that was all ornamental, and they've kept that wall feature.
That's so cool.
Exactly in the same place, and even the bricks on the outside are even the original bricks, and there's a little plaque they've put back up that was originally there as well. So
to the outside kitchen.
To the outside kitchen, yeah.
And you were involved in that?
Yeah, so again, design-wise is being done by other architects and interior designers, but again, all the electrical connections, lighting, power control. So we've got all the appliances here are all integrated into the home as well. So you
can put the oven on when they're on holiday, and
yeah. So he's got sub-zero wall fridges and cookers.
Yeah.
So with his cooker, he can put a chicken in, put a probe in, go off, and if he's going to be late by an hour, he can slow the cooking time down and whatnot. And then his pizza ovens, I think the biggest domestic pizza oven you can get in the home. Okay. So before it goes commercial.
So is that wood? Is that wood or is it
gas fired?
Right.
Yeah, but I've been lucky to sample a few of them. They're very nice.
Brilliant.
So
brilliant. So the garden is all irrigated.
Yeah. So from the roof, we've got a rainwater harvesting tank. But it goes back to that's under the lawn out there, that then it pumps out and it goes to every area, every hedgerow, planting area down the garden. We've even got 2 areas where they can add nutrients in just to feed the patches or whatnot. So, and at the moment we've got integrated. The next stage of that is to integrate the lawnmower. So if the lawnmower's out, the sprinklers won't go on, and if the sprinklers want to come on, the lawnmower goes back home. So that's one of our next integrations. Perfect harmony. I mean, eventually is the renewable side is what's going here. So again, we've got the PV down the garden on the roof of the shed that's feeding back in, and then we're going to have commercial storage battery here that'll make the property off-grid. So amazing. Power cuts, won't even know about them. Yeah. And then by using batteries to then buy and sell energy.
Great. And that's all automated?
All going to be automated, yeah. So I think we've got a few more years until everything's complete. Yeah. But we've got everything in process and the infrastructure in place to do it now. So
what size of batteries for somewhere like this? What would you be?
Well, I said 100 kilowatt. The customer's already said he wants 200 kilowatts.
Okay.
Doesn't know the cost of that yet. Yeah.
But what does a house use in a day or in a week, or how?
Well, here we're a bit different because we've got ground source heat pumps that are doing all the heating, and he's got a lot of pumps. So we're pumping the water that's pumped out the borehole is also his drinking water. Yeah. He's also then got 2 tanks for possible drinking water and softened water for his bits and pieces, and then that can basically be running all the time. But we've gone in really deep and programmed it right down to measuring every inch of energy and water flow. That's great. So reducing energies down a lot on the system. That's been a learning curve. There's not many domestic homes that have got a plant room like this, I don't think.
It's wild. We meet you at trade shows, but you never actually get a feel for what's behind the scenes. Like, I didn't know whether it's you and 10 subbies or you and do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Exclusive Solutions has been going since COVID. Prior to that, I was an electrical contractor, working with other people, and I've got involved in the AV business 10 years ago, working with another installer who went off and did something else and handed me the reins, basically. Right. And from there, I've grown from Control 4, Crestron, Lutron. Lutron, I do pretty much all of them. Crestron was on my 5-year plan, but with this project came accelerated 5 years before my plan. But yeah, so there's me and my wife, we run the business. I've got a team of 4 guys who work for me, and then I have got handfuls of subbies and friends, I'm going to say, in the industry that will come and help out when I'm screaming and need help. But yeah, I
suppose people are happy to be part of. They called for a project like this. There's a professional satisfaction involved when you're involved.
I've been very lucky in the projects I get, to be fair. I mean, I think down to the quality of our workmanship sells sells everything for us. But
the man who doesn't need to advertise.
Yeah, no present. Well, not yet.
Yeah.
I think this is a start of my advertising. Let's see where
your media career.
Yeah, my media career has started today. So on the road show.
Right, let's go and we'll go and see the hens. Can we go and see the hens?
See the hens.
Right.